Do you feel like it affected you guys like in the long term as far as bonding and things like that?
I think it did the opposite of what you might think. Because I didn't have her, I think we bonded closer. We're freakishly linked. When I'm sick, she's sick, or I know when she's sick because we're like linked. And I know y'all love being moms, but I think I appreciate it more because I didn't have my daughter.
Sure. That makes a lot of sense.
I think she gets away with a whole shit ton of shit because of it. Because like I don't ever want to lose her, and she doesn't take advantage of it. But she's such a sweet child anyway, and she's shy and she's smart and she's like quiet and she's always been like observant and just sort of laid back. And so we have like this bond. Like it kind of remind me of Lorelai and Rory when we're together. Move around and you know what I mean? Because like that was my baby and they took her away and I fought for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I will never stop fighting for her. I will never stop fighting for Arya either, obviously. Right. And I fight harder for her in ways, probably. But I will never stop fighting for Michaela.
Everyone, and welcome to another episode of Babies Down, Bottles Up. I'm Jocelyn. I'll be moderating today, and I'm here with all my girls. How's everybody feeling? How we doing?
Hey. Doing good. I'm talking I'm not gonna talk that much, so I'm here though.
Keisha's been through it.
Yeah. I got hit by a train. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, Lordy, no.
Jesus.
No, I'm a little hoarse. But I do have my drink to help with my...
She's a little pony, no. She's like, I'm here. I'm a fucking warrior. I'm drinking and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the alcohol will kill any kind of like bacteria.
I hope so. Got my water.
You need some tequila. If anything, it'll just numb it up, you know? Like
just keep drinking.
Right.
Yeah. So I can go to sleep.
Just the adult version of just keep swimming. Just keep drinking.
And today we're so happy we have our first guest in the house. Welcome, Tremaine. How are you?
I am fantabulistic. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy you're with us today. Like, I was like, I know she's such a good time. And I was like, I remember knowing you from like a WhatsApp group, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I was.
Yeah. And you are good friends. Like, you and Keisha have been knowing each other for...
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow. You okay?
Yeah. I just drinking my Buzzball and it's kind of sour.
Oh, okay. I was like, you need me to come over?
We're already talking about the drink of the week.
I know.
Gone there.
Keisha is ready. Give me a minute.
She's already there, honey.
Well, I guess that leads us into what's everybody drinking. Shit.
Sorry.
Well, I'm not drinking anything. I'm being...
Oh my God, she's pulling the Jocelyn.
Responsible. I'm pulling the Jocelyn.
From the first week.
I'm drinking Coke.
Hey, Coke is a beast in itself, you know?
Yeah.
They used to clean their car engines with Coke, so...
Damn, that's cheerful to know. That's, you know. Think what that's
crime
doing to your
scenes, too.
inside.
Don't they use it at crime scenes, too?
Mm-hmm. Yes. It
to clean up blood and stuff.
Blood.
Yeah.
Yes.
So drink up.
Yum, yum.
That's what we're putting in our body.
Not to bum you out or anything.
Yeah.
Not to destroy what you're drinking or nothing, girl. Keep sipping.
Yeah. Taryn, what are you drinking?
So I'm drinking a cider, one of like the hard apple ciders. And it's bringing me back to my college days. But I just can't keep saying I'm drinking sparkling rosé. I have to do something different. So that's the drink of the evening.
Girl, I feel the pressure because I was like, okay, real me wants to get some buzz balls, but podcast me should be like original. So I got some, okay, It's Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Woohoo.
And I know. I thought I'm not even Mexican, but I was like,
Neither
I
am
guess
I.
I'm gonna celebrate. And
Cheers.
I got some so first I was gonna get the Modelo Aguas Frescas.
Okay, you want to say that?
Hey, I've never tried that.
Yeah, it's like their version of a hard seltzer, but it's made out of like real fruit juices, kind of like those Mexican fruit juices.
Does it?
Yeah, agua fresca is good.
Yeah, like the agua frescas. Yeah,
They're yummy.
So I was gonna get those, but I guess I didn't have any. Everybody was celebrating, I guess, and so so I ended up getting the jarritos. They have spiked jarritos, and I don't know if y'all know what jarritos are, but they're
delicious
Mexican sodas, basically.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
yeah, so that's what I'm
They have
drinking.
them here.
What flavor are you drinking?
They come mixed. I have no idea what I'm drinking.
Delicious is the flavor. Right.
He's pulling a me.
Yeah, I'm sure that shit is like really sugary and high in calories, though. So if anybody cares about that, but
Drink up? I don't give a fuck.
I don't. Oh,
Calories don't count tonight.
right.
That's what I was going to tell Terrence. She's like, I want to get something different, but I don't want anything high calories. I'm like, man, fuck your calories. Drink.
In the group chat, I'm always like, I want to get fucked up, but also calories. They're so important.
Nah, I don't give a damn.
I don't either. Maybe
I'll worry about it on Monday when I work out again.
I don't.
Right?
Well, I'm only like 120 pounds, so I'm always on a
You
mission
got
to
nothing to
gain
worry
weight.
about.
For real.
Yeah, so if anything,
You know
please
the
give me the
calories.
calories.
Drink 'em all.
Give me
So Keisha, you have buzz balls.
Oh, yeah. So I started with Beach Box.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not a Beach Box.
which
It was
sounds
like-
dirty to me.
It does.
It was so good, though. It was like blue raspberry. It was so good.
Ooh.
I want to try that.
Did it come in a box?
Okay, so do you guys know those boxes that beef broth?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those boxes.
It looks like
I
a beef
really
broth
think
carton.
it is those boxes made from Buzzball because I went to the liquor store this past weekend and they like have the screw top and it's like a box like broth.
Yeah.
And
It's a little
Buzzball
box.
makes them. And they have shots too. And then they have the popping boba, but it's filled with liqueur. So like strawberry, mango,
I love that shit.
guava.
You're gonna have to send us some. But yeah, that's what I'm drinking. I'm drinking a Buzzball sour apple. And I wasn't gonna get
Sounds
it because I
good.
wanted
Those
the
are
original, but because Joss had Buzzballs like 2 weeks ago. But
PSA, Buzzballs will fuck you
yeah,
up.
I can feel
Quick,
it already.
too.
I feel like I've had one once. I want to have them again because I don't remember them.
They're so
good.
cute. The bottom of it is like a flower.
Are they strong?
They're really
They're
strong.
very strong.
Okay.
I talked to somebody yesterday said she didn't like them because she could taste the alcohol, and I was like, "That's the fucking point, though."
Yes.
But
It
that's the thing. Like,
hits.
it's
Yeah.
not overpowering though. Like, you can still
No.
taste the flavor.
And
Like,
like
you
they're
can-
still sweet, but
Yeah.
like with
Mhm.
Yeah.
liquor.
Okay, I might have to
Mhm.
get some of those.
Yeah.
Get them,
and-
girl.
All right. So before we get into the meat and potatoes of the episode, I did want to remind you guys to follow us on all our socials. Everything is in our show notes. Everything is linked. So just click on whatever social media platform you prefer, and you can find us.
I want to just say that we got our first email and our first TikTok shout out in the same week, like a day apart. So
Y'all make us feel so special.
my head is
For
big
real.
right now.
We making it. We making it.
I feel like I got like long eyelashes right now and stilettos
Well-
on. You can't tell me shit.
Oh, I got
Like,
my lashes done today.
I was
so,
like, I
I
really
mean,
do
She
have
really
long
does.
lashes,
Yeah.
but
So thank y'all so much for all the love. We want to shout out, I think her name is Ricky. And I think that's how you
Yay.
can find
And she's
her.
from
on
San Antonio, right?
Really? I didn't know that.
Thank you, Ricky.
Thank
You're the
you.
best.
Oh, and then Joe. She
Yes,
emailed
Joe.
us. Joe emailed us and gave us some really cool
Ideas.
ideas. Sorry, y'all, I can't think
Recommendations.
straight. Yes, for
Yes.
episodes. So
And
We
thanks,
if y'all
appreciate that.
email, we will email back.
Literally.
And if you email with ideas, baby, we will make an episode about it.
Right.
We will.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yes, we want to do stuff that you guys want to hear, and we want to build, a community of blind parents that have their shit together.
True, even cited.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, just parents in general, moms, dads, whatever.
yeah.
Yes.
I got me some vodka and strawberry soda.
Hey.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I'm about to get, and I'm lightweight, so I'm about to get fucked up.
Let's go.
Like, I'm gonna get on your level.
She said, "I'm here for the brand."
Well, I'm here. Let's go.
So y'all
Bottles
share
up,
what
baby
y'all's
down and
favorite
shit.
drink is. Like, we're always sharing what our drink of the week is. Why don't y'all
Give us
just
drink
let us know what y'all's
ideas.
drink of the
Yeah.
week is?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Drink ideas for
all
sure.
the things, hit us up.
Mhm.
But today, like I mentioned earlier in the episode, we're here with Tremaine, and she's gonna share a little bit of her story. And this is our last episode of the series about misconceptions, and we're just gonna hear her story and get to know more about how to deal with some of the situations that we've discussed so far. Yeah, Tremaine, thank you for being here with us again. I'm just so excited. You have already been so much fun, even before we even got into
I know, right?
the
We got a
episode.
pre-show.
Yes, I feel like I already partied. So
It is truly like a blessing that you actually came on and want to share.
Oh, thank
Because
you,
it's-
ladies.
I'm sure it's hard to talk about. It's such a heavy topic, and the fact that
Yes.
you're actually coming and sharing your story with us. I want to say that we're the first platform that you share your story with.
You are absolutely the first platform.
So that's
I mean,
an honor.
form.
thank you.
We
She
have
said
the
that vodka and
exclusive.
cranberry.
Girl, hello, strawberry girl, because I'm girly as fuck. Strawberry vodka.
She says strawberry.
Hi.
Strawberry.
Yeah.
Hey.
So it's an honor for you to be here.
Thank you. We appreciate that so much.
It's an honor to be with you guys. Y'all are TikTokable and everything. So,
Hey.
yay.
Feed our ego. It don't take a lot.
Don't do that. I know.
You deserve it. But yeah, it is hard, but I do talk about it so that it gets easier and to help other blind parents.
I love
Thank you
that.
so much.
Sure.
Yes, kind of tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up? Kind of, what was your background? How'd you get here?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm actually from Memphis, Tennessee. Woo, woo.
Hey.
I'm a preacher's daughter. I'm the youngest
boy.
of three
I would have never
children.
guessed.
Hold on. You know what they say
Yes.
about preacher kids?
That's
I
true.
know
That's
what they
true.
say
Yeah,
about
they
preacher kids. Listen. But yes, I'm the youngest of three kids. So I grew up in a very, very strict household. My father was not one of those new age preachers. He was an old fashioned preacher. He did not let you wear jewelry, no makeup, no pants, none of that. I couldn't do any of that until I was 18. I had a lot of abuse and a lot of, trauma growing up, but I had a lot of blind friends. I'm really passionate about blind people. It really upsets me that a lot of blind people aren't for a lot of blind people because they're like,
Oh,
they're
word.
two-faced, or blah, blah, blah. Shut up. It's a small community. That happens in a small community. That is not a blind
Mhm.
thing. We need to be for
Yes.
each other. We need to hold each other down. So
100%.
most of my friends are blind. I love my blind people.
Me too.
So, I attended public school K through 9, but then I transferred to Tennessee School for the Blind because my home life was trash, and it was in Nashville, so it was far enough away from my family that I didn't have to deal with them as much. And I'm a singer, so I was in the the choir, the gospel choir, and my daddy had me singing every single song. But my my sisters could also sing, so we could alternate. We used to harmonize. Oh, he says it was fun. And, I thought I was going to go to college and do all the things, but, life happened. I flunked out of college at 19 because it was too much freedom. I got to college and nobody was telling me what to wear and where to go and what to listen to.
Girl.
So I was out there. Not as out there as I could have been, but I was out there. You hear me?
Well,
I wasn't trying to go to
especially
class.
because you came from like a sheltered life
Yes.
too. So I bet
Yes.
she was wilded out.
Girl, wasn't going to nobody's class, wasn't trying to learn nothing, just drinking. And to be fair, I didn't do drugs. Like, I got high late. I'm telling y'all, I come to parties late. Like, I'm partying as an old ass girl. But like, I wasn't focused, and I kind of like drifted in my 20s. I lived on my own, and I had my own friends who lived with me, and I met Michaela's father actually online because the online community had become like a family to me because, believe it or not, I'm shy. It used to be a struggle for me to talk to people one-on-one, face-to-face growing up. So online was a way for me to make friends when I was younger. And that's how I met Michaela's dad. And we fell in love and I got pregnant and I decided to move to Missouri.
So at this point, you were in college already. So you were about 19, 20?
I dropped out of college by then. By the time I got pregnant with Michaela, I was 23 years old.
So was he already in Missouri and you just like...
She was in Missouri.
Oh, okay. So you got pregnant during one of those, I'm going to come visit you, boo.
Right. Yes.
A rendezvous?
Yeah. Because the doctors had told me I couldn't have babies.
Oh, that's when you're guaranteed to get pregnant.
That is everybody's thing that they say. I thought I couldn't even get pregnant.
For real.
So let me backtrack. The way I went blind is it's a disease called Stevens-Johnson syndrome. It's actually like an allergic reaction to medication. And it's similar to being burned all over.
Oh my goodness.
So they didn't think I was going to survive.
Wow.
And if I survived, they told my father I was going to be a vegetable. I was never going to walk or talk or breathe or anything again on my own. So when I survived, and then I lost my vision, I lost some of my hearing. I can't hear out of my right ear. I don't have tears. I have trouble with saliva. Like there's a whole host of, I have an autoimmune disorder because of it. Like a whole host of shit came from it. And one of the things the doctor said, well, you can't have kids because your genitals got too scarred. That's what they told me.
Wow.
So I was just out here, living not like fucking everybody, because that's not me. But, I wasn't as safe as maybe I should have been because I didn't think about pregnancy.
Sure.
And we were in a committed relationship. And so, hey, it turned out I can have children.
Matter of fact.
I have to.
As a matter of fact, yes. But my father took it better than I thought. My oldest sister, who has since passed away, my oldest sister was like my mom. Like I said, we didn't really my father was abusive. The woman I knew as my mom was very like neglectful. She was in and out of our lives. She was not a mom.
So if you don't mind me asking, what happened with your bio mom?
My bio mom passed away.
Wow. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And so what happened is like my sister was raising us as a child. So she became our mom. And when I got pregnant, she was pissed because she's like, I want you to go to college. How are you going to do this as a blind parent? And I'm like, no, I'll be fine. Like, I'll figure it out. I'm sure I'm not the first blind parent. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, it'll be fine.
You were chill about it?
You know what I'm saying? I was chill.
Yeah, wow.
I had no worries. None.
Did you know any blind parents at the time? Or like you were confident that you would? Okay.
In Memphis, one of my best friends, she was a blind parent.
Okay.
I was fortunate enough to, my Braille teacher, I could remember she had a daughter. And like, I knew at a young age that it could be done. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, hey, I got this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because my friend Felicia had told me all the tips and the tricks and what to do. And you know what I mean? Because she had a son and she told me everything. So I ain't had no worries. I was like Lil Wayne. I ain't got no worries.
I love that because shit, girl, I was scared as fuck. I was like, man, I don't even know. I can barely even take care of myself. Like, how am I gonna take care of? I had never even changed a diaper before. Like, I was
ready.
I didn't know any blind parents, so that's wonderful that you at least weren't scared of that part of it.
So I moved to Missouri, and I didn't have a regular doctor, unfortunately. So I just sort of showed up at the hospital when it was time when my water broke.
So you didn't have any prenatal care?
I didn't have prenatal care in Missouri. I moved to Missouri in April, and I had Michaela in May. So by the time I moved there, most of it was already done. So I moved close enough to my due date so that it wouldn't, affect it or whatever.
And lots of doctors won't even take you that late in your pregnancy.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't. They wouldn't.
That's true.
Which is crazy because, like, I still need prenatal care.
That's what I think.
I feel like that's when you need it the most.
The most.
Yes.
Yeah.
The most. But so when I showed up, my water had broken, but I hadn't had labor pains. And, they induced me. Everything was going fine. I still had no worries. I had Michaela, so I went into labor at 7 o'clock in the morning. I had Michaela at 12:45 p.m.
Oh, wow.
That was fast.
Yeah, that was fast.
Yeah, like the pain was real, but I got an epidural because they had to give me Pitocin to induce my labor because even though my water broke, nothing was happening. So
Pitocin sucks.
It does. It makes it worse.
It's so bad.
Oh, God. So, yeah, I was like, give me all the drugs. So I had her. And I had a desire to breastfeed. I'm going to tell you guys, I want you to be very clear from jump. I didn't have a lactation consultant in my room. When I had Michaela and I said I wanted to breastfeed, she said, sure. She handed me that baby. And then she walked away.
She didn't teach you how to nurse her? She didn't help you latch her? Or have somebody in there helping you?
I think that's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I tried to do the best I could. And then what actually happened is I alerted the nurse. I said, oh my God, I think something is wrong. She came over there. She said, oh, you're right. There's a little bit of breast tissue covering up her nose. So then she taught me how to do it.
Wow.
But it shouldn't have even had to come to that.
That's how it happened.
That's wild. I'm pretty sure that's how it was for most of us. Like the lactation consultant was right there just as you push that baby out. Like they are in the room when you are delivering.
Not for me.
I had the nurses. Like the nurse.
I had a nurse, yes.
Some of the nurses are lactation consultants. So sometimes they can work in both like lanes.
Yeah. Well,
that's good.
But Zanaya was a fucking pro. So we really didn't need anybody.
Can I ask, was your baby full term?
She was full term. Yes.
Okay.
Her due date was May 15th, my birthday. Woo, woo, and she came out May 21st.
Oh, she was late.
Oh, she's a late baby.
Yeah. She was fine. She was 6 pounds, 5 ounces, 19 3/4 inches. She came out just like she is now, serious, looking around. Like,
so there was nothing, to be worried about.
Nothing.
So what happened when you alerted the nurse?
She taught me how to do it and then she left. And then the next thing I know, I got a call from the hospital social worker stating that they alerted CPS that they were concerned because the baby was turning blue because of the breast tissue. I said, but wait, she taught me how to do it and we hadn't had any incident. Oh, but I'm still concerned. Okay.
So this is the social worker saying this, and had the social worker met you at that point?
No, this is over the phone, you guys. This is over the phone.
You're gonna call me over the phone to tell me
this is over the phone.
How are you gonna have concerns
but you
over
haven't
the
even
phone?
seen me in person.
Over the phone. Okay. So then the social worker Tia Wilson shows up. I will always remember her name. She shows up. It's just me and Blake in the hospital. Blake is totally blind. I have some vision. Blake's mom didn't know. That's a whole other story. So Blake's mom didn't know at the time that he had a baby. So it was just me and him, the two blind people. The whole other story. So she's asking us all kinds of questions. How are you going to take her temperature? We have a talking thermometer. How are you going to get her to doctor's appointments with her insurance? Because you can have non-emergency transportation. How are you going to... Every question she asked me, I had an answer. Yeah. Not an I don't know, not an I'm not sure, not a we'll figure it out. I had an answer for everything she asked me. And she still placed my daughter into protective custody.
Wow. Crazy.
Wow.
So did they just take her like right when you were in the hospital room?
I was discharged on the 23rd 3rd, which is my sister's birthday, actually, I could not take my daughter home.
So did she go to a foster home or
she went? So that Monday morning, this is hard for me to talk about, you guys.
I know.
No. I please to understand. I don't regret this because, and I'll get to it, but I know it needs to be said. But that Monday morning, they had her in the hospital room and we couldn't touch her before she left.
Oh my gosh.
They didn't let you hold her?
They didn't let us hold her.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, that's fucked up. That's cruel.
That breaks my heart.
They just put her in protective custody and we didn't get to hold her.
Didn't even let you say goodbye or anything.
No. But at this point, you guys, I'm still saying, okay, fine. When we get to court, though, they're going to realize, because they still haven't been to our house.
Right.
They still have not been to our house. They haven't even seen our place, okay?
It was just misconceptions at that point.
At this point.
This is like, you have me up here crying. I can't even,
She didn't meet me.
Yeah.
So, Wilson placed my daughter into protective custody. We couldn't hold her. We had that hearing that Wednesday. And by this time, Blake's mom knows all about the baby and she's on board, so she's there.
And what a shitstorm to be dealing with in the middle of all of
Not
that.
only,
girl,
you just gave birth.
Yes.
But you're dealing with all the emotions.
I don't have family down here.
Like what the
and my daughter's father is white. I am biracial. So we all know in America that's black.
Yeah.
So, and we live in racist ass Missouri.
Of all places.
Yeah.
And I'm dealing with that and his mom's shit. And my daughter is not with me.
Yeah.
So we go to court and the judge says, I agree. I think she should be placed into protective custody.
What?
So when you went to court, did they ask you any questions? Did they give you a chance to speak?
No.
Did you have an attorney at that point? Or?
No.
That's crazy.
So they're just making unilateral decisions.
So I contacted the NFB. Actually, I contacted the ACB first, and the ACB said, we don't do that.
Typical. That's
really
not surprising.
No. And the NFB is the National Federation of the Blind, if anyone listening doesn't know.
And the American Council of the Blind is the ACB. So they investigated and, they had to make sure that they really placed my daughter into custody just because she was blind. And
right.
Once they figured it out, they assigned us a lawyer. But at this point, no, we didn't have a lawyer. We had the public defender kind of deal.
Might as well be nothing.
So yeah, nothing. Now mine was pretty good because they assigned us each one because Blake and I aren't married. So we had a separate lawyer, and his lawyer was like, well, they kind of have a point. But my lawyer was like looking up all this shit to figure out how to help us. So I will say her foster mom, Emily Armstrong, was amazing. Ugh. Amazing. She was a Spanish teacher. She adopted this Guatemalan boy when he was 8 months old because the doctor told her she couldn't have kids. And she was so confused as to why Michaela was in her care. So
so she was supportive of you all?
Yes. And we were supposed to get a lot of supervised visits and stuff. We didn't get as many as we should have because the social worker would cancel and she would not show up. And let me tell y'all this. The person that they had do some of our supervisor visits was a vocational rehabilitation counselor because in Missouri, they're under the social umbrella, and she was totally blind.
What?
What?
Wow.
Make it make
How
sense.
backward they fucking were.
Oh my
God. This is gonna be all over the place because honestly, my memory is scattered.
It's trauma.
Understandable.
Yes. This was about 14 years ago, right?
So about 2010?
2010. This happened in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So once the NFB assigned us a separate, the same lawyer, Amy Koopman, she was amazing. She did a lot of research and she did a lot of the filing and stuff.
How soon after were you assigned someone from the NFB, like from the day that your daughter was taken into?
The Wednesday she was taken, by that next week we had another lawyer.
Okay.
So I know that there were a lot of visits that the vocational rehabilitation, yeah, I'm drunk and high. Voc rehab counselor lady did. Her name was Mary. Oh my God, it's been so long. I cannot remember Mary's last name. Oh, she was amazing. Mary.
So wait,
trust me, I'm gonna.
This is the VR counselor that was supposed to supervise you guys.
Yes.
Okay.
And
a
she
totally blind counselor.
Totally blind.
That was my next question. She did help having her on your case.
And she couldn't vocalize a lot of shit because they were under the same umbrella.
Right.
But trust me, she was pissed, y'all. Pissed. She was like, I've been raising kids since I don't tell you. You can't, like, she was pissed.
Yeah.
So, like, did they not know who they were giving the case to? Because that's
girl,
the irony of it.
They say that she could provide specialized training because she's blind. That's how they.
So then, why not put her back in your care if you're going to have someone?
Girl, exactly. Right. That's what the fuck we said.
Make it. Make
but
sense.
I could just remember like this one day in like June. Because we went to another court date June 17th, and we had a different judge. By this time, we had one lawyer. And, you know, our lawyer was like, listen, like, what the fuck, basically? They need their baby. What are we doing? These aren't the first blind parents. Y'all need to get your shit together. The lady just said, I agree. They can't be the first blind parents to ever raise kids. But she still didn't say give her back to them. But what she did say was, I need y'all to increase the visits. I need her to be in that house unsupervised. I need her to spend the night. I need her in that family's care because they're going to get her back. That's what she was saying. That's not what happened. We never got an overnight visit because the social worker canceled.
Was it the same social worker, like from the hospital, or was it?
No, they had switched social workers by then. Her name was Tara. And she was like a little. You're cleaner than mine.
I don't understand though. So, like, if the judge is saying like she's going to get her back,
exactly,
like give her
a lot of things didn't make sense. I don't know. It didn't make sense.
I was doing research on CPS last night, and they said that kind of shit is very common. Like, one of the advice that I saw was that, you know, if your kids have been taking, make sure you document everything because the workers tend to do shit like that. They don't notify the parents of hearings so they don't show up, and like they do sketchy shit like that, and I don't really know why.
And that's really fucked up because it's like y'all are supposed to be on our side trying to get our kids back in our care, but y'all are fighting against us by not telling us when we're having hearings, and y'all need to do better.
A lot of our information came from Emily. Emily was amazing. If it wasn't for her, I don't know what, y'all. God is really, this is why I believe in God. He was on my side because there's no other way we could have gotten through that. They dropped the ball. They didn't give a fuck whether we saw our daughter or not. And I just remember this one day, Emily came to pick her up and I cried so hard. Like, I was just like, because I had moments that, and the only person I could tell was Blake, was like, maybe they're right. Maybe I should just give up. Maybe they should just keep her.
I feel for you so much because I remember just how raw like your emotions are in those few days after you have your baby. And it's already difficult enough when like nothing is going wrong, when you're just focusing on healing and breastfeeding and, you know, doing all of that. Like, that's already so overwhelming. And I can't imagine having to deal with like this crisis in the middle of like trying to heal from giving
just
birth,
trying to realize that I'm taking this baby home. Like, this baby has to go home with me. That was the thing that scared me the most. Like, I can't leave him here. Like, I have to take him with me, and I have to care for him. And so, like, having that feeling and then having all that other stuff in it, like, mixed in.
It was horrible.
I understand too, though, because if you have the whole world fighting you and almost like telling you can't do it, like, you start to believe it.
It beats you down, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I believed it. I said, maybe they're right. Blake said, no, they're not. He said, we deserve this. We are parents. We can get her back. You have to keep fighting.
Yeah.
And even though Blake and I are together, I will always love him for that. He's in my living room right now. Because he told me to keep fighting.
I love that. I love that he said we deserve this. Because we do.
And there's no better place for her than with her parents.
Right. Especially that young. Like, that's when the bonding begins.
Yes.
That's when it's most important.
She was my first baby. My first baby. I had never done this before. I had never been anyone's mother. She had never been anyone's daughter. You know?
And those, first few weeks, first few months is like so important. And
I didn't have her for 57 days.
57 days. The first 57 days of a baby's life.
Yes.
Can you tell us how those next kind of few days went, or a few weeks?
It was all a blur. I just woke up to get through the day. I can honestly tell you I existed just to get through the day so I can keep fighting. I had times, like I said, with her where I remember bawling and being like, I can't do this. This hurts too much. And her going, this is going to help so many people. Your story, when you get her back, this is going to help so many people. And I said, fuck other people. I want my baby back. Like, I was so, oh my God, y'all. And so after June 17, they were supposed to increase the visit. They didn't, but they had a meeting, had to be like a week or two before the last trial date, which was scheduled for July 20th. Okay, remember that. So 2 weeks beforehand, she's telling us what happens if reunification is not successful. So the next steps after, if they can't put the baby back in your care. I never found out what happens because I wouldn't let her talk about it. She was like, well, I need to read to you what happens if you're not reunified. I said, no, you don't. She said, yes, I do. I'm required to. I said, no, you don't. You're not reading that because she will be reunified. And she said, well, I mean, that's what we hope. And I said, oh, no, ma'am, that's what's going to happen. I'm getting my daughter back. Because by this time, I was angry. I had done the crying. I had done the why me's. I had done the maybe they're right. By this time, I'm pissed, right?
Yeah, sure. It's been too long.
It's been too fucking long. You playing with me. Give me my fucking baby. So I don't know what happens after that because I ain't let the bitch talk. So
she's like, I ain't even trying to hear that shit.
Yeah, I try to hear it. And Mary was like, she said she don't want to hear it. So shut up, basically. So she didn't mention it. So we sleep and we eat and we wake up and we keep going and we keep fighting and we live for the 20th of July. We live for it. Me and Blake and Amy, we strategize. We know they have nothing. We know they have nothing. We signed up for parenting classes just in case. We got CPR certified. We did everything just in case, but we knew they didn't have a case because there was nothing else. They cited no other reason.
Well, they didn't even have a chance. They didn't even see you parent. So what the fuck could they even say?
Just because they're blind. They put it in a petition. That's how they fucked themselves. So then they come calling my lawyer at 2:57 p.m. She called me at 3:05. To say, you know what, on July 19th, you know what, y'all, you're right. We don't need to do no trial. She can have her back tomorrow.
Wow. Stop.
Oh my gosh.
I promise you.
What went through your mind when you heard that?
I was like, finally, she's coming home. Like, it was and this is so bad. Like, I hate it because her birthday should be the best day of my life. Her birthday should be the best day of my life, and it is, but it's so hard for me because I lost her on her birthday, and I didn't get her back until the 20th of July. So I celebrate 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Because the 20th of July is when I got my baby back. And Emily brought her at 8 o'clock in the morning. And she was so sweet, y'all. She like bought her first print braille books from Seedlings. Oh. And she brought her like this special book all about Black women because my daughter's mixed. And she bought her like her very first like puppy, like the leapfrog puppy and clothes, and like she put her in my arms because Blake had to go to school. He tried to get out of it. He had like a final or something that day. They wouldn't let him out of it. So she put her in my arms and she hugged me and she said, I'm so happy for you. This is the way it should have been. Yeah. May 21st. And she said, I know you're going to be a great mom. And she left. And I just had my baby.
She sounds like she was a blessing in that.
Yeah.
If it like, I'm so glad that she was open.
She was an angel.
And like, because it could have been, oh my God, like.
It could have been way worse.
Yeah, there's some shitty people out here who are foster parents.
Oh my God, yes. Unfortunately, Emily stopped becoming that was her last case. Michaela was her last case.
Wow.
She didn't believe. She said she didn't believe in the foster system anymore.
Wow, yeah. I don't blame her.
She said, I can't be a part of a system that'll take a child away from two perfectly good parents, but make me give a drug addicted mom her kid back.
Oh,
fair enough.
We need more Emily's.
And she had 2 kids after that. So it turned out the doctors are wrong about her too.
Wow, that's awesome.
Just hearing you just tell how you felt and like what you were dealing with that moment you got her back, it's just like it gives me goosebumps, and I just really appreciate you sharing that. And
yeah, girl, you had me over here crying. I had to go like regroup over here.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of things jumped out at me as you were telling your story. One of the things that I really noticed is how it's been 14 years. You remember numbers like it happened to you yesterday. You remember how long you were away from your baby. You remember the dates that this happened. You remember what time they called you to tell you were going to get her back. Like, those kind of things stick with you forever.
I will never forget it.
Yeah. And I think what happens is like when you deal with trauma like that, it's harder to get rid of those specifics, because it's something that was so hard. And like, we try to forget trauma things that happen because you don't want to think about them. But some things you can't forget them because they just play an interesting part in like the whole
I will never forget it.
Once you got her back, like how did you kind of try to move past that and not live in fear that somebody would come back and
it took a long time. So we did a press conference that day because our lawyer said that it was important for us to share a story. So we did I keep saying we. Blake was there. I do a lot of talking, as y'all can tell. I was the talker. And we did a news story for KCTV. And when I tell you that shit went everywhere, it was crazy. Because my sister calls me and is like, I'm looking at your face on Yahoo.
Wow.
And I'm like, what? How are you looking at my face on Yahoo? She's like, cuz you're on Yahoo. I was everywhere. I was on the Tom Joyner morning show. Al Sharpton called my lawyer. He was going to intervene until he found out they took her away because we were blind, not because I was Black. Then he didn't give a damn.
That's crazy.
That's fucked up. What the fuck?
That's fucking crazy.
No.
I had a lot of support from sighted women, and I have a contentious relationship with sighted people, y'all. Because my sister, because she bred me to like distrust them so harshly, and then I had my baby taken away, so that didn't help. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like, but all these sighted women were like, "What the fuck? What do you mean you took her baby away? Like, that happened to me, and I got to take my baby home." You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like,
that's amazing.
But the first night, I had a nightmare that they came and they took my baby, and I woke up and I cried and I ran to her crib and she was there, and I cried because she was still there. Wow. And ever since then, I have to listen to something to fall asleep, because otherwise I do dream of not getting my... To this day, if I fall asleep without something in my ear, I'll have a nightmare about them taking my baby.
Yeah. Do you feel like it affected you guys like in the long term as far as bonding and things like that?
I think it did the opposite of what you might think. Because I didn't have her, I think we bonded closer. We're freakishly linked. When I'm sick, she's sick, or I know when she's sick, because we're like linked. And I know y'all love being moms, but I think I appreciate it more because I didn't have my daughter.
Sure. That makes a lot of sense.
I think she gets away with a whole shit ton of shit because of it, because like, I don't ever want to lose her. And she doesn't take advantage of it, but she's such a sweet child anyway. And she's shy and she's smart and she's like quiet, and she's always been like observant and just sort of laid back. And so we have like this bond. Like, it kind of remind me of Lorelai and Rory when we're together. Move around, and you know what I mean? Because like, that was my baby and they took her away, and I fought for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will never stop fighting for her. I will never stop fighting for Arya either, obviously. Right. And I fight harder for her in ways, probably. But I will never stop fighting for Michaela.
How did that affect like your second child?
Ooh, baby. When I had Arya,
you came in that
she
bitch
was armed and ready.
You was like, I wish a bitch would.
Yeah.
Honey, because by then I had moved to San Antonio because I couldn't do Missouri anymore. They were just too ignorant.
Right.
You know, and I always feared that they could double back. So I moved when she was 5 to San Antonio because it was cheaper than Austin, because I'm poor.
Right.
I have a Section 8 voucher, but still, I'm poor. So, we moved to San Antonio. Blake and I have always co-parented, even though we weren't together. We lived together, even then in Missouri, and just raised Michaela. But when we moved to San Antonio, he had a girlfriend, so he moved in with her, and I moved in on my own, but we still co-parented.
That's cool that y'all ended up in the same city, though.
We did it that way.
That's dope.
Great.
We lived 5 minutes apart, and
you guys are good friends.
Mm-hmm. And when I got remarried, like, I moved a little bit farther, but we still co-parented and everything. And now, unfortunately, him and his girlfriend broke up and hadn't have anywhere else to go, so he lives with me. And so now we're back to raising Michaela again.
She said, unfortunately,
so like, we started out.
He lives with me.
Like, I told Blake, I was like, that's crazy. Nah, Blake is good. Blake is cool though, because we listen to the same music. Like, he was a shitty boyfriend, but he's a good friend. Like, we listen to the same music. We like the same types of books. We
so
vibe.
Y'all married, or were y'all just like...
No, we were just...
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, we were never married. He never stood up with his mom, to his mom for me. And there was a lot of... His family was very racist. And no.
Yeah.
No. But they treat the kids like gold. So, hey.
Well, that's what matters, I guess.
But when I got remarried and I got pregnant with Arya, I went in that motherfucking hospital and said, look, when I had this baby, I'm taking this baby home. And she said, yeah, that's how it happens.
That's how it works.
Yeah, of course. And so I had to tell her about the Missouri thing. And she was like, baby, what did that happen? And I said, Missouri. She said, oh, we don't do that here.
You know, that's crazy that you say that, because I had Zane in Maryland, and they were literally about to send a social worker in our room, but the pediatrician was like, they don't need no social worker. And so I was always afraid of him crying, because, like, no lie, like, you always came to mind, like, once I had Zane.
I hear that. And so, I hear that a lot.
And so, like, when I had him, I was so afraid of him crying. I didn't want him to cry too long. I wanted to make sure I could feed him right. But when I came to San Antonio, them people didn't give a shit. They were like, here, take your baby, get out. Like, go.
Yes. Yes. And then I guess they Googled me, because they came back and the social worker, she was like, oh my God, I read your story. And I just want to let you know, I would never do that. She said, you're going to take little Aria home. The only thing I will do is tell you about WIC and food stamps or whatever, if that's what you need. And you just tell me.
It's a Southern hospitality.
And y'all, I cried. And like,
yes, baby, let it be known. Texas acts right. Let it be known. I feel like we get a bad rep sometimes.
They do. Yes, they do.
Like with education.
The big cities know what's up.
Yeah, they do. And I got to take my baby home, and I cried. And so she's probably clingier to me because of that, because she slept with me day one. But y'all, let me tell you what I'm never going to do again. I'm never going to let anybody take my baby away. I know my rights now. And I tell this to people. I'm drunk as fuck. I tell this story. I do tell my story, and at first I didn't know the value, but we had to speak at the state convention. I did Iowa's in 2010, so the same year we got her back. And then I feel like we did Missouri either that year or the year after. I think it's the same year. We did the Missouri State Convention, and there was a guy who he was married to a sighted woman, and they divorced. And he took his daughter and said that he can't be a parent because he's blind.
Wait, he said that, not her?
The mom said that. Right?
The mom said that. The sighted mom said that the blind father
heard
couldn't
about
be
this story. Yeah.
And he said that he was going to give up until he heard our story.
Wow.
Oh, that's amazing.
Awesome.
I was like, wow. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
You are an inspiration to so many blind people.
I didn't know.
You have
Tremaine,
a testimony.
Yes.
Tremaine, I have to tell you, so I never thought as a blind person that I had to worry about my kid being taken away until I heard your story. And I believe I heard your story at the convention. I think they were talking about you and what the NFB did to help you fight for your daughter. And I was just like, I guess like it was like a reality check for me, and just like, oh my gosh, like we have to worry about them taking our child away. And like it really shook me, and I felt, I don't know, like I'm getting emotional too just thinking about it, because when I, was getting ready to have my first baby, your story was definitely on my mind.
Yeah. I think like for me too, like even I didn't know your story until after I had kids, but I think that fear of having a social worker come into your room and having like someone doubt your ability without even giving you a chance is always in the back of your mind. Yeah. We even talked about it in our last episode that at your most vulnerable moment, when you're giving birth, you have to worry about shit like that as a disabled person.
We're never given the benefit of the doubt ever, like sighted moms maybe, but we're always under a microscope. We're always judged most harshly, and we're never asked any questions either. It's just assumptions right off the bat.
Yeah.
And that's why your story is just so important. And I think that's why also I know we keep saying this, but like misconceptions are dangerous. And so like
they are.
Yeah. So your story is so valuable because I think it teaches a lot of people how like misconceptions led us to situations like that.
And I think that like
huge actions.
When you're like a blind parent and you're having a kid. So like when I had my first baby, we didn't have family in the state. Like, it was just me and Axel.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like,
Same.
I don't even have my family here to back me up.
Yeah.
And so they were like, who's going to help you take care of the baby? Like, they asked me, I swear, every time they came in the room, who's going to help me? And I think that, not saying that family can help you, like, save you from these questions, but I feel like having family there kind of helps because they can kind of vouch for you. Like,
and act as like a cushion.
We shouldn't need that. Let me tell you something.
Or even if they don't vouch for you, just make it seem like, they'll be there.
I'll be there
help.
with her.
Maybe just to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Here's what I got a lot when I tell my story that pisses me off. I got a lot of blind people go, "Oh, you didn't have anybody sighted there with you?" No.
You don't have to.
I don't have to. If y'all don't hear nothing else, hear this. Do not let them do that to you. Fuck them. You don't have to have anybody sighted in your fucking room.
No.
Who gives a shit? No, I didn't have nobody sighted, and they still should have let me. I ain't had nobody sighted in San Antonio, and what? I took Aria home.
And she was fine. Thriving.
And she was fine. Thriving.
Yeah.
I feel like most of us, all of us had, 3 out of 4 of us have blind partners, and we all had our kids with just our partners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and family did come visit. Like when Zanai was born, they did come visit, but they weren't with us all night when we were waking up breastfeeding her, or when I was breastfeeding her and changing her diapers and taking
burping her.
Not.
That was me, So
yeah.
Learning how to swaddle and shit.
Right. That was all me. So
that's me.
So let me ask you now, how can we prepare for situations like this? Like, do you feel like there's anything you could have done differently?
I should have spoke up sooner, but I didn't know because I thought it was against the law for them to take my child and put it in custody. I literally thought they couldn't do it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no, that's illegal. There's no way that they could do that.
Yeah.
When they did it, I was like, oh, so now I got to fight to get her back. But the only thing I would do differently is to speak up sooner, is to not let it have happened. But I just didn't know.
Right.
And you just don't know what you don't know either.
Yeah.
But I do.
And a lot of people's like, oh, I wouldn't do that. They would have had to do. I said, you can say that because you don't know through it. You don't know what the fuck you would have done.
So I do think now there is legislation, and I don't think there's that many.
Oh yeah, they passed the Senate bill now. That's what they call
it. Where they can't take your baby because you're blind. So if they try.
Okay, so like what our rights should be. Would you mind educating us on that?
So you have a right to have your baby come home. If they want to be like, oh, how are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? We don't understand. You come visit my home then. I will take, because they do have, even for sighted moms, they have services. Social worker will come out to your home and make sure you know how to nurse and make sure you know how to change diapers and shit. For new moms, they have that anyway. So say, okay, if that's what you want to do, we can do that. So you can feel more comfortable, but I'm taking my child home. They don't have a right to take your child from the hospital. Do not let them do that. That's the one regret I had. I should have walked the fuck out with my daughter. Maybe they would have arrested me. I don't know. I have no idea. But I will always tell other people too, because people have contacted me throughout the years for like a support. Like if you need me to come out to your state or talk to you, or like if it happens to you and you need someone to advocate on your behalf, please reach out to me because it is hard. I did it alone. I had Blake and myself and God. And that's hard. When you don't have enough people telling you you can do it and you got this and you can push through, it can be, I almost gave up.
It can break you.
Yeah.
So please reach out. Please have somebody, if it can't be me, I don't know what it shouldn't be because I'm fabulous, but if it can be me, like reach out and talk that shit through because you have to keep fighting if it happens to you.
Email us. We will pull up.
Listen.
And then also,
yes.
I feel like it's important for like just speaking from a blind person's perspective, like those people who act like they're helpless because they're blind, or don't do that.
Yeah,
because,
quit that shit.
It makes
don't
us
do that.
look bad.
You're giving us a fucking bad name.
Exactly.
Get out your mama's house. Okay. No, I'm saying like if you can, okay.
If you can.
Like if mama ain't helping you raise your kids, get the fuck out your mama's house. Get on your own. Try to find a job. Don't
act helpless.
And like everybody is not going to be super blind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody can't leap one building in one single bound and fucking cross 7-lane traffic and shit. Cause I ain't the one. That ain't how I blind. Okay. That is not how I blind. But don't be helpless out here and shit and stumbling and bumbling about. Cause then that's what the fuck they think. We can't do shit. Cause
we talked about that too.
We did.
Get your shit together. Don't go out here embarrassing us. The fuck?
It's like, it's okay to get help. Let me tell you.
Yes.
We get help when it's okay for your family to help you. I'm a believer. Okay, I will ask for help with the quickness if I feel like it would make it more easier for me. But
I don't have the family. But yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, like,
please,
honestly,
if you have it,
my family was here. We're not gonna talk about that here. Anyways, but like, just don't make it seem like you can't do anything, because it hurts us in the end. Like, it really does hurt us.
Yeah, don't use your disability as a crutch.
Exactly.
And you're representing all of us. So if you're out here looking like you can't do things, then that's the same looking glass that they're going to see us as well. Yeah. Like every blind person.
I feel like we fuss at sighted people all the time. You know, don't judge us. Don't do this. Don't do that. But we also got to take it with our own community and let y'all know what the fuck it is. Like,
don't be walking around like you don't know where the hell you going. Okay, like get it together. And then,
well, but not only that though. Like, okay, so. There's a big part of me that used to be like, we need to educate the sighted people, and we need to tell them, and we need. But y'all, can I tell you that as a Black woman, I get tired of educating people.
I feel you.
Anyway,
I'm sure. Yeah.
You saying, you know what I'm talking about? Like, just being Black is stressful
like you have
enough.
3 strikes already. You're Black, you're blind.
So now I gotta educate you about being fucking blind.
I say that too.
Y'all better Google some shit up in this motherfucker.
Like, at some point, it's y'all's responsibility.
Yes, because y'all be Googling this Drake, Kendrick Lamar, this beat shit.
Hello?
Y'all can Google how blind people clean up their motherfucking house. I'm sick of y'all.
Now you can just chat GPT it too.
Right?
Fuck
Alexa or some shit.
Research.
You sighted people need to get it the fuck to get it too. Fuck the blind people. We'll deal with them on our own. Right? You sighted people need to get it the fuck together.
Fucking workshops and shit.
Right.
And if you don't know how to get it together, you know you can always come listen to us, because we will get you together.
Please listen to us, because we gonna get you together. And let me tell you another thing. We have sex sighted people, okay?
We do.
X.
I know. It's
How did the babies happen?
As Jocelyn, I can't remember, was it Jocelyn or Keisha that's like, blind people be
they be
fucking.
That was me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
They be fucking. We out here. And my sister, she died in 2020, God rest her soul. But she used to say, I bet you're having better sex than I am.
That's right.
I bet we
do. Senses.
I was like, really? She's like, yeah, because your sense of touch is heightened. I bet you have
my
it.
sex is immersive as fuck.
So like, I'm spreading that narrative. Blind people have the best sex. Okay, we are great parents. We are more likely to hold a job. I'm saying a lot
we're
of
motivated as
people.
fuck. I feel like a lot of blind people are, motivated, and like we know how to problem solve like a motherfucker.
We do, but we need to hold each other up.
Yeah,
I think we tear each other down enough.
I agree.
Okay, there's enough of us tearing each other down. This is why I go to podcasts like y'all, because I love building up blind parents. I love having a network, because you have days where you saying, fuck these kids and everything they stand for. Fuck their hair.
We were just talking about them today. We be in the chat just complaining about these motherfucking kids.
Yeah.
Fuck they period. Fuck they non-period. Fuck Big Bird. Fuck all of it. You have your day.
Big Bird.
But I will tell you though. I will tell you, like,
yo, I'm tired of Peppa Pig's bitch ass. Like,
and the pigs. Oh.
Let me tell you. If you ask our kids, like, who rides hardest for them, they will tell you, no doubt, it's their parents, because ain't nothing different than us and y'all. But I will say, I think blind parents are more in tune and more attentive to their kids.
Because we have to be.
Yeah, you have to be. And those kids, they know. So ask any kid that has a blind parent, they will tell you that their parent is a shit. Just ask mine. They'll tell you.
And girl, Aria, her little friends were like, oh, so cute. Aria is my 5-year-old, and her friends Star and Milo came up, and they were like, Aria, is your mom blind? And she was like, yep. And my dad blind too. She said it so proud.
My daughter be joking on how blind I am. I'm like, I can't see that. She's like, I know, because you're blind. I'm like, hold on. Like,
yeah, that's...
Yo, my daughter, yes.
That's how my 3-year-old is too. Mommy, your eyes don't work. And then like the next day, Mommy, your eyes still don't work.
Yeah.
It's never like, you know, like a big deal to him. It's just like, like he's just understanding
They're not ashamed. They don't hide me. Michaela has a best friend named Marissa. She calls me mama. Like, we out here, we're great parents. Yeah. Some of us. Some of us will fuck up.
Let's be real too.
Some of them will fuck up too.
But that's not a blind thing. That's a person thing.
But that's not a blind thing. Just like sighted people.
That is a person thing. We got ancient parents in the community too.
They got ancient parents.
We do.
They got I think sighted people got way more ancient parents.
I think so too. You know why? Because they get away with that shit. Like, people think,
they get away with way more. They give them grace when we get none.
People think that these sighted people, no offense, that these sighted people are like the parents of the world, but it's like there's more shittier sighted parents than there are blind parents.
Girl, my kids are well behaved. Kids are smart, way better than a lot of these. But they're articulate, they're artistic. Yes. Our kids tend to have better vocabulary than most of
talking about that.
We said that too.
Yes.
Y'all, we don't be up here just lying. We know what the fuck we're talking about.
Every educator that has come in contact with my kids always say, your kids are very intelligent. They're very smart. They talk
Michaela's
very
gifted
well.
And talented.
So if you need a good role model for your kid, just hit us up. We got some for you.
Find a blind parent. I got my kids are the shit.
Oh my gosh.
Michaela was using the word captivating at 2.
I need to brag on my kid real quick. Yesterday, I guess his little preschool teacher he's 3 years old, and my kid is already doing subtraction and addition. And I was like,
oh, wow, he's so smart.
Okay.
Your kid ain't doing that over there, sighted girl. Sorry.
It's crazy because they catch on faster.
Yeah.
Like,
they do.
He's in kindergarten, and they're like, okay, you put 4 together and add 2, and then you add 2 more. What's this? Here goes Zane. All right, 4 + 2 is 6. I got you. Like,
I couldn't believe it. And it made my heart so happy when, his teacher was like, Nicholas is one of the younger kids in the class, and he is one of the ones I don't have to worry about academically. And I was like, oh, I love that.
That's awesome.
We're here to tell y'all, listeners, if you're expecting, if you have a new baby, or if you're in a new time in your parenting journey and you don't know how to do something, please reach out to us. We will teach you.
Absolutely.
We will explain things.
I'll even give them my email to put.
Yes, please do. Give everybody your email. If anybody wants to reach out to you, where can they reach you?
So I'm on Facebook as facebook.com/Trematation. That's TREM as in Mike, TATION. And I'm Tremaine Watson on there. And my email address is just like that. It's tremtation@gmail.com. So TREMTATION@gmail.com. Reach out to me. I will contact you as soon as I can. If you want my phone number, you might have to work a little harder for that one. But I will definitely email. I'm here if you need to talk. to vent, to cry, if you need parenting strategies, if you need tips and tricks, and because, honey, listen,
it's
we know
out here.
we've been
hard
there.
out here.
But we are
hard
here
out
for
here.
you. Like, we are here.
Yes.
We're not experts, but we know a little something.
No, none of us are.
But I feel like between all of us, we got
we
some
know a little
shit.
something about a little something.
We know a little something.
You know, our kids ain't robbing banks and no shit like that. So.
We're doing all right.
Kids still ratchet.
Doing all right. Yeah. Yes. I really want to thank you again for sharing your story and just
thank you. I hope to come back. You guys are fun.
I think you should be like our guest appearance every now and then.
I will come on no matter when.
Look, you can come fill in when one of us is sick or something.
Hell yeah. Call me. I will be here.
A rotating host.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. I am here for it.
Thank you so much for sharing.
It's been so powerful, and I'm like, I'm over here tearing up and stuff. Like,
I know, you got me crying over here.
You ladies have been amazing. I'm so glad I got to share my story with you guys, and it was hard, but I get it. I got it.
We're so proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for giving me the platform. I really, really appreciate it.
If they were to take anything away from this episode, what would it be?
You can do it. I am a motivational speaker. At least I hope to be. I don't know if anybody's gonna ever.
I'm motivated right now.
Help me,
I'm about to go work out and get my summer body ready.
Do it. Don't ever give up. Don't let them tell you that you can't do it. Don't let them tell you what you can and cannot do. They can barely wipe their ass and they can see. Okay?
Facts.
Don't let them tell you shit. You got this. And if you don't know you got this, you reach out to me and I will tell you that you got this.
Yeah.
It'll be your voice of reasoning. If you don't got
this, you got the resources to get this.
You don't ever need sighted help. Please believe if I have another baby, Lakeisha will be in my delivery room. Okay? Like, you don't have to have sighted people in your room. Surround yourself with blindness. Fuck these sighted people. Because we need to, because I say that because if we don't stick together, they will be like, oh, well, they don't even like each other.
Everybody's going to ride for us. Like,
yes, we have to. We have to stick together. So get you a blind friend and y'all travel in packs. So y'all can show these motherfuckers that we are out here.
Like some damn wolves.
You got this.
Yeah, we travel in packs.
And I love y'all on purpose. Let's get it.
I love that you
Let's have her back, please.
That's awesome.
And she brings the energy. That's what the fuck we need.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I'm here for it.
Well,
Puerto Rico 2026.
2026.
Hey.
Y'all better be there. I'm turning 40.
I'm ready.
Yes, y'all better be there. Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you so much for your time, your story, being so vulnerable with us, being so open with us, and so inviting. Man, I've enjoyed it so much. I know it was a heavy topic, but you have been a delight. Thank you, guys. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.